So if you're training a lot and something always hurts, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and you're always exhausted, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and can't pay attention, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and you don't remember anything, you're overtraining. So how about that?
Hello everyone. So this video has a specific subject which is directly related to an experience that I'm going through my journey. And just to give you a heads up of what's the context of it. So if you've been following my journey, you know that it's now almost 2 weeks, actually 2 weeks that I'm in the States, in Portland, Oregon. And I've been training a lot. I started the Winter Warrior, I've been doing extra training, and I pretty much dove into training as soon as I landed with a 10-hour jet lag. And just, you know, I haven't been training so much recently, and I jumped my head straight into it. The thing is, which I introduced in one of the recent videos, is that I feel people are either undertraining, they have a problem with undertraining or a problem with overtraining. I'm the guy who has a problem at overtraining. I can't not train more than less. It's my kryptonite, and I think it's a combination of many things. And in this video, I'm going to talk to one of my coaches, Vanessa, who is a former professional MMA fighter. I heard rumors that she's one of the first professional women fighters in the world, I think, like MMA fighters. I heard rumors. But she's also a pro nutritionist and pro fitness coach. So she has years and years of experience. So she definitely knows what she's talking about. And I asked her a question about overtraining, as I believe that's what I'm doing. I'm really minding my food, but I realized I'm not minding my rest so much. I think I'm not sleeping enough. And as I said, I just jumped in straight head with my head too much deep in. And I think this is my main lesson right now, that I'm going to have to just learn to take it easy, to hold myself back. And many of you suggested that. It's funny, many of you suggested to do that. When I initially posted some of the videos that I said I'm going to go to Portland, and many of you said, take it easy, start slow. And you know, I'm stupid. Everyone is a little bit stupid, but that was my stupidity. I trained less than I could have, technically, but still it was too much. And just to learn this, I really take this as my main lesson right now, to learn to not overtrain. As I said, some people have difficulties to go to training. Some people have difficulties to not go to training. It is difficult for me not to go to training. I think it's a combination of many things. It's my personal drive. I'm pushing myself to take more, train more. I also feel guilty in front of others if I don't go train extra. And there's the whole YouTube channel, you know, there's like thousands of people following my journey, and I feel like I'm letting down people if I don't train more than less. But now I'm just coming to a conclusion, maybe I'm letting you guys down if I overtrain. I think that's the thing which I need to learn. But anyway, it's always great to ask experts for help, to not only try to come up with stuff by yourself. And that's why I asked Vanessa, my coach Vanessa, to get together for a short chat about overtraining, and this is the result. So hopefully I found some answers there. Hopefully you'll find some answers there, and we can continue this journey together. So have a good one. You brought the subject first. That's exactly what I was about to ask.
I saw it in your face. I'm like,
it's in my face.
He's overtraining.
It's here.
Yeah, you asked your question so I can answer.
Well, the thing is exactly that. I feel, I think I'm doing okay. I technically should be doing fine with food. I'm really minding my food and trying to eat right, getting some supplements, not too much, hopefully. But then training-wise, I think, first of all, I'm not sure if I have enough sleep. I think not. Okay. And not enough rest. I realized I'm not good at that.
Well, that's the thing, you know. So if you think it, you already know. Right. So you got to listen to yourself instead of sometimes always listening to what is coming at you or what you're researching. Mm-hmm. Listen to yourself. Right. You don't think you're getting enough sleep. Why? You feel it, maybe. Mm-hmm. You don't think you're resting enough. Why? You feel it. Right. So sometimes listening to your body. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you're here for 6 months, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have to go to work?
do some videos, but that's not enough.
So that's the thing, is you have the opportunity to train 3 times a day. I did it one time for 1 month. I went to the Gracie Academy in Southern California. I went to the morning class, afternoon class, and the evening class. Took 2 privates a week. And then on the weekends I took off. I didn't do anything. I rested. And in between my morning, my noon, and my afternoon, or my evening training, so I would do my morning, I would eat, do my morning training, eat again, go lay on the beach, relax, go back, do my noon training, go home, nap, sleep, eat, wake up, do my evening training. And then maybe, it's first weekend, second weekend, maybe by the 3rd weekend, I did the morning class and the evening class. Let me skip the noon class because I didn't have a job. So when it was a full month of just training. So if you have the opportunity to do that, overtraining, depending on how much rest you're getting, right? But if you go to work, you have a family, you have a spouse, you have laundry to do, a house to clean, you got to balance it all out. So I would say, it's very easy to overtrain. Make sure you don't. So let's expand. Ask me another question because I'm going to go off on a tangent.
The thing is, my mind is very analytical, and also as we spoke before, you're very right about that feeling that external pressure. But I put that external pressure on top of myself. I'm like, I feel guilty. I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this, and so that's there. So but coming back to the first thing, my mind is very analytical, and I don't think I'm not sure if that's the best way to look at it. But is there like some at least guideline, like for example, like at least 8 hours of sleep or something like that?
Here's a guideline. So 8 hours of sleep a night is not. It's been the rule of thumb forever. Some people say men need less sleep. So I would say 8 hours a day for sure, especially if you're doing a vigorous schedule. If you're doing a vigorous schedule, so pro fighters, for example, will get up, come in and train in the morning, go home, eat some breakfast, relax, downtime. They're not going to go around and sightsee and clean the house. Downtime. Come back in the afternoon, maybe lift some weights or whatever their second practice is. Go home, take a nap. Wake up, eat again, go back if they're doing 3 days, right? If they're doing 2 days, same thing. So if you're going to train twice a day, you're going to need a nap. And you're going to need 8 hours. So I'm going to say both.
Both, actually.
Both. Don't train 2 to 3 times a day if you can't get a nap in there. That's my opinion. And you have to be refueling. So what you have to think about after your first practice is, am I going to come back for another practice, and is it going to be light or is it going to be vigorous? Let's say you don't come back for a second practice today, but you want to get some weights in, and you want to get a good workout in because you're like, I haven't lifted in a while. I would go home, get some recovery supplement, like a branched chain amino acid, get some protein in your body, refuel, rehydrate, take a nap, come back and train, and get 8 hours of sleep. That's the best way to kind of try to get a lot of training in, but not damage your body and not do too much. And then you just have to listen to yourself. I don't do Monday through Sunday training. I just train. I don't know what day it is. I just keep training, right? So today's Friday. If I trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days in a row, I'm probably not going to train Saturday and maybe not even Sunday. But let's say I trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I took Thursday off. I trained Friday. I took Saturday off. I trained Sunday. So every week it kind of varies depending on how hard or easy my workouts are. But if I'm doing, let's say I was in the Wimps Warrior program and we did an hour and a half vigorous Monday, an hour and a half vigorous Tuesday. I won't do anything Wednesday. An hour of vigorous Thursday, an hour of vigorous Friday. I might do something on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe I won't. But if it was, I think we were kind of light 2 of those days, so you might do some more. So it's just kind of, everybody's different. Who's the not stupid. There's a fighter that says he trains like more than everybody, and it's Tony Ferguson. Sorry, I didn't mean to say stupid. Sorry, Tony Ferguson. But it's like, and people will say, like Chael Sonnen will say, and other athletes will say, is I've never seen anybody train as long as Tony Ferguson. It's like he trains 7 hours a day, every single day.
But it's him.
But that's him. Do we know anybody else who does that?
You should
And
be the
maybe
model.
some other people that do that are always broken down. So if you're training a lot and something always hurts, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and you're always exhausted, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and can't pay attention, you're overtraining. If you're training a lot and you don't remember anything, you're overtraining. So how about that? That could be the guidelines.
Yeah.
So let me repeat that to me later so I remember. But those are kind of the key. If you come to class and you're struggling to pay attention, you overtrained, or you didn't get enough sleep, or you couldn't sleep because you overtrained. So I would look at those things. Or if you keep coming to class and you're not learning anymore, you keep making the same mistakes, sometimes it's so good to step back and then come back. And most people don't step back unless they're injured, myself included. My knee hurts for a week, so I don't go to class. First day back, best rolls ever. It's like everything just kind of sweet. And I will tell you this, it did take me a long time too to learn. Not as long as most, because I was always doing fitness and I was always reading guidelines of don't train too much, don't overtrain, take 2 days of rest, 1 day off, 1 day on, 3 days on, 2 days off. There's all these different modalities and you just have to find one that works for you. But I did the same thing, I put pressure on myself. I never cared how many times people knew I was training a day. I didn't care if they knew I was in jiu-jitsu or not in jiu-jitsu. I didn't care if they knew I did MMA or didn't do MMA. It was like the last thing I wanted to tell people. But now with all the social media, it's like, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing, which I'll do for my business. But it's so hard for me to remember because for me, training is like sitting on the toilet or brushing my teeth. It's a necessity. It has to be done. Because if you don't take care of your teeth, they fall out, right? Obviously, if you don't take care of your bowels, you get sick. If you don't exercise your body, it breaks down. So I think the pressure for younger people nowadays, it's like, look how much I can lift. Look how many days I was doing jiu-jitsu. Look where I'm always at. So you've got that pressure, so don't let that pressure take your own pressure and ask yourself, where's that pressure coming from? And remember, you can't get better overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. Does that answer your question?
For sure. I mean, I know you have to run, so I don't want to ask you too much because I'd love to. Yeah. But I think I would be happy if I could ask you further questions again. Yeah. But I'm not going to do that right now because
I have to get out of here. Unless we got like 4 minutes and then I got to go.
Well, just
a quick question.
Last tiny bit detail. So, and again, this is my analytical mind bothering me. But then let's say I can't fall asleep. It's like 11, 12, and I wake up at 4:30. So that means I had like just 4 hours of sleep. Then does that imply that I should cover that back somehow, or how do I handle that?
I would.
Does that happen?
Personally, yeah, that's happened. It actually happened to me last night. I barely got any sleep, and I was like, should I know there's enough coaches there, should I not show up? And I opened my eyes and asked myself, okay, how do you really gonna feel when you stand up? Really, did you get not that much sleep? I got 6 hours instead of 8. Did I have any cocktails last night? No. Did I overtrain yesterday? No. So if I wake up, I feel fine. So kind of go through that inventory. How much did you do yesterday? You didn't sleep last night. Is it necessary to come in today? That's what I would ask myself. But you came, you did well, you didn't look tired, but I would go home and take a nap. But a little one, because then you maybe not be able to sleep tonight, and you still may be suffering from time change. I don't know how many different.
10 hours. I think it's significant.
So your body knows its clock. Your body knows its clock. So you're battling that. So give it some time. Let your body acclimate. You're here 6 months. You're doing the program, and you're a member of the gym. So I think you're going to get enough training.
Yeah, I need to get that down.
I think you're going to get enough training in. So if you happen to miss Wimps to Warriors today, you're going to come in tomorrow, aren't you?
For sure.
And sometimes coming in and watching is a great instructor, a great way to learn. Just watching. You'll see people do that all the time. If they're injured, they'll sit and watch. Doesn't mean you have to do. And sometimes you'll see a little more than you would have if you're on the mat. It's like watching the YouTube videos everybody does constantly. But don't do that. Take class. Right?
Cool. Great. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
I'm always lucky because when I edit the video, I get to hear that 3 times again. So that's
Well, what's great too is when you edit it, I'm like, I wasn't really rambling. Thought I was rambling, but I wasn't rambling.
That was great, actually. That was really good. And
what did I say again? No. Yeah. So yeah, you're more than welcome to ask me because it helps me remember. Because sometimes habits, I do them so often that I don't even remember why I'm doing them anymore.
It's just every day.
Someone will say, well, why do you drink coconut water? And I started drinking it so many years ago. I'm like, why did I originally start? Oh yeah, it's got a lot of potassium, more potassium than in that amount of water than, but to remember that about every little single thing I do, sometimes it'll stump me. Why do you take vitamin D? Immunity, you know what I mean? So there's so many little things. It's so natural to me that it's, like I said, brushing my teeth or sitting on the pot.
Well, I also hope that other WIMPs to warriors will get to hear that as well, and hopefully somebody's struggling with the same. And I'm sure there's other people struggling all over the world with
For
the same
sure.
thing. So
There's people in this gym that struggle from that.
Right.
You can't force it. You got to let it happen. Everybody wants to be good today.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Right.
Right?
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Peace out.
Cool,
All
thank
right,
you.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you have to run, huh?
This guy.